Some animals are born, bred, and trained for one thing, speed. But what happens when they slow down, get hurt, or just aren't fast enough to compete? Tonight we go along the way to Butte County to see how some majestic animals are still prospering even when they slow down. Out west of Newell, past a shiny blue stallion, down a long gravel driveway, there are racehorses whose racing days have passed, and a couple committed to preparing them for a second career.
If a horse can't run for some reason, they need to get him out of that stall so they can put one in there that can run. It's a business, and if a horse can't run, he can't make any money. In
this old place with weather-worn wood, Dale Simonton and his wife Dorothy are one of a relatively small number of groups that actively work to rehabilitate and retrain these thoroughbreds for a second chance at life.
These horses used to all go to slaughter for the most part. When they were done racing, it's a business to the race people, and when they got hurt or they were too slow or whatever, if there wasn't somebody around to take them off their hands.
Dale is now 62, but his training days began as a kid when his dad raised horses.
He'd give us kids each a horse, say, here you go, and we'd break the horse to ride and get him going, and then he'd sell the horse, and we'd cry, and then so he'd give us another horse.
They're not a rescue center. They're a labor-intensive business, working with each thoroughbred for a year or even two, day in, day out, only able to take on a small group. Right now, about a dozen.
They're used to having a groomed surface or even asphalt to walk on their entire life.
Clearly, it's much different here than the high-stakes glitz and glamour of the racetrack.
They can see for 20 miles, but it'll take you can't go 100 yards without going over something or around it.
These ribbons are evidence that Dorothy is pretty good with horses, too. She rides her own horses in a variety of shows and events. So with strong backgrounds of their own, this couple handles horses with high pedigrees.
This is Quaint. He's sired by Street Sense that won the Kentucky Derby. That horse over there, I call him King. His name is Salal. He was given to us by the ruler of Qatar. They paid over $500,000 for him when he was a yearling. And he was a pretty good racehorse, but he got hurt.
Horses can live 30 years, and while racing is one chapter in their life, it does not need to be their last one.
I rode racehorses, I exercised racehorses, I trained racehorses for 20 years or more, and I have a pretty good idea how they got the way they are. So it's easier for me to undo it.
Born, bred, raised to race. Here, they're retrained to become a ranch horse. And Dale says from there, they can quickly learn to do just about anything, like fox hunting or performing in events at shows.
The three things you want to find in a horse: you want them sound, sane, and broke to ride. And if you want them all three in the same horse, and you're looking at $10,000 or more, probably.
At about $10,000 for a year or two of work, there's not much money in this business here, but it means a new career for racehorses simply not fast enough to win by a nose. If you've met someone cool along the way, please call or email us to let us know. Their business is called Gate to Great Horse Creek Thoroughbreds. Dale and his wife Dorothy Snowden are a team, and Dale estimates they've worked with about 1,000 thoroughbreds by now.
They are beautiful horses.
They are majestic and gorgeous, and the thing that I really learned from that was that they all have personalities. They've got friends out there in that group.
Sure.
There's a couple that go out and play together. You can see them running around, and
it's a much better ending for these guys.
Yes.
I like it.
Absolutely.